Good evening, FSU. I'm meteorologist Brandon Lashbrook with your Monday edition of FSU Weather. Starting out, we'll take a nice look at Doak Campbell Stadium. We had some rain earlier. Those clouds have cleared a little bit. We have some high clouds left, and that sun is starting to peek through. We see temperatures at 79 degrees right now, mostly cloudy, and northwest winds at 10 miles an hour. Looking at our current temperatures, we see the temperatures have dropped a little bit from the rain that has cooled the atmosphere, 77 Tallahassee, but it's a little bit more warmer and Perry at 85 degrees. The radar right now, those storms have passed by already, lightning as well, and they move over to the more eastern cities and counties. As we look at our headlines, we have storm chances that will persist in Tallahassee. Severe weather is going to be in Texas and the southeast, and hurricane season is coming up next week, so we'll look at preparation tips. All that and more on FSU Weather.
Welcome back, everyone, and how about those beautiful 80 degrees we might call lower temperatures as to what we've been seeing recently. Here, looking at Doak Campbell Stadium, we have that sun peeking through, giving us still those really warm temperatures, but some clouds in the sky. It's mostly cloudy and 79 degrees as that temperature drops throughout the day and into the night. The satellite and radar is looking pretty filled at the moment. We have that tropical invest that is in the Gulf that is bringing all this rain, and later we'll see those watches and warnings for thunderstorms throughout the southeast. And Tallahassee, we're getting quite a bit of storms here. Let's zoom in closer to that. We see thunderstorms going all throughout the panhandle. We're seeing quite a bit of storms going through northwest Florida. Our temperature almanac, 91 degrees was our high today, and a low of 72, getting slightly chillier as to what we've seen the past couple days. Pretty close to our average for our high for the day, but we definitely wish we were close to that 48 as our low, but sadly we are not. And for the current temperatures for the Tallahassee area, we're looking at slightly cooler than what we've been seeing. That's kind of the theme for today's show, though it is still 77 degrees, pretty warm, and it just gets warmer as we go down to the coast in Apalachicola. Our current dew points for the area are not giving us any relief either. They're granting us just terrible mugginess. We're seeing a 70-degree dew point here in Tallahassee and low 70s, upper 80s into southern Georgia. As we see in Thomasville, it is 68, but not too far from us down here. For wind speed and direction, our wind isn't giving us any more relief either. Here in Tallahassee, we have some southerly wind at 10 miles per hour, but nothing above that throughout the region. Our future radar, here we see quite a bit of clouds on the radar, and we see those storms moving up, lots of pop-up storms and lots of thunderstorms going into southern Georgia and moving into the Carolinas. For tonight's forecast for the region, we have 71 here in Tallahassee. That'll be our low for the night, and low 70s throughout the region. And for tomorrow's local forecast, we're seeing 86, a really warm 86 here in Tallahassee, and low 80s into the mid 80s throughout the week. I would advise that you walk your dog as early as possible because it is really hot either way. And if you're heading out to the beach, it's really warm, so make sure you're getting that sunscreen in. And looking at the week ahead, those conditions will persist. We'll see really warm temperatures all the way through. We're getting into the upper 80s, as we get into the weekend. And what about the southeast, Brandon?
Yeah, the southeast is going to have some of the same story that we were seeing here in Tallahassee. Dark, cloudy skies going from Atlanta, Georgia, Clemson, South Carolina at 72 degrees, even Charlotte too. But one outlier, we see Tampa, Florida, cumulus clouds and blue skies, and as you can see, that is keeping the temperature at 90 degrees right now, so it is not looking too great on the temperature side. Here, those temperatures, 77 Tallahassee, that 89, 90 in Tampa, and we see a little bit cooler as you go higher up, around 78 in Jackson, and 67 in Nashville. Our dew points are Again, muggy as you go closer to the water. A little bit better up in Nashville, 53, but 70 in Tallahassee and 71 in Tampa. And here are these wind speeds and directions. We can see that we do have that front along the Georgia area, and we see that low pressure system right there. That is what causing a lot of these rain and storms. The wind's nice and 10 miles an hour in Tallahassee and 10 in Little Rock. Not too terrible, and there is that low pressure system with that stationary front and all of that rain that is bringing watches and warnings to the southeast. We see we have a severe thunderstorm watch and also some warnings as well into the Georgia and southern South Carolina. And if we take a look at the upper level water vapor, there is that moisture being brought up from the Gulf of Mexico up into the southeast region, partly due to that Invest 90L that we had the other day that moved onshore from the Gulf of Mexico. All of that moisture has brought up a lot of those storms that are popping up across the area. And here are these alerts. We see that severe thunderstorm watch, and we have a tornado watch as well into northwestern South Carolina, and some flood warnings as well as that rain persists. And this rain will definitely help the drought a little bit into the southeastern states, so that's also a very good sign. As we go into the next few days, more of the same pattern, a little bit more or less. That rain kind of pushes out all over to the coast, and then another low pressure system will make its way through and up into the southeast, bringing more rain and storms and keeping those rain chances high. And here's those rain chances right now. We see some places are seeing up to 3 to 5 inches possibly from New Orleans, and maybe even up into possibly North Carolina. And New Orleans right now, we're seeing for the week ahead, 89 on Tuesday, and storm chances will ramp up a little bit and come back down a little bit Friday and Saturday. And we see tomorrow's forecast, 86 Tallahassee, more of the same story, 92 Tampa, and these temperatures. Genevieve, what do you think of these temperatures right now for tomorrow?
I'm not exactly sure what to think about them, Brandon. I think it depends on what kind of person you are, because I'm familiar with the heat, but sometimes once it's really, really muggy like it is now, not good for the hair, not good for anything. It's really, really not nice. But for our national view, zooming out just a little bit, here we're seeing some temperatures that are similar to what we've been seeing in the Tallahassee region, as we've been talking about, are some warmer temperatures. Albuquerque, New Mexico, 76, and really nothing below 60s on this whole map. Detroit actually Chicago getting to be our lowest on the map at 59, but overall pretty warm throughout the country. As our surface map will show, we see that invest that was caused by this low pressure system here in the southeast that's granting us all of this rain going through the region. Well, there's that lightning bringing us our Storm Prediction Center storm outlook for today. We are seeing a slight risk going through southern to, I would say, central and north central Texas. We're seeing possibility for strong winds, hail maybe, and we can't rule out a pop-up tornado even. That severe weather holds true for the southeast region, as we were seeing similar threats with the hail and the wind, but lots and lots of rain throughout those two regions. Our southeast satellite and radar, we're seeing those watches and warnings here. Severe thunderstorm watch going through South Carolina, I would say. And we even see we even see tornado watch going through northwest South Carolina as well. So really want to be careful if you are in those regions. And we are also seeing that severe thunderstorm watch going into northern Texas. For day 2, for tomorrow, we are seeing the risk start to lengthen out through the country, and it starts to focus more onto central Texas. So if you are in that region, I will say be very careful. I would say to stay in. And then on Wednesday, you'll see that risk start to dissipate, but we cannot rule out any showers that could be damaging. So stay home as much as you can, I would say. For a drought monitor, we're seeing in that same region that is getting all that rain, we are seeing quite dry land that is going to grant us fire weather watches and warnings. No warning for the moment, but watch for the moment, but actually fire weather warnings going through Albuquerque and through southern Utah, actually, and a small craft advisory along the coast. Winter storm, we're seeing some snow actually into southern Colorado, so some cold, cold, cold. We'll see even up to a foot in central Colorado near Aspen, maybe hit the slopes. And we're seeing those cold, cold conditions, those snowy conditions even at this point, ready to go skiing throughout the middle of the country, which is quite a stark contrast as we saw to last week. And here for Wednesday's forecast, we see those conditions persist with really, really cool temperatures. And for tonight's forecast, we are seeing some warm temperatures all across the board. We're looking at 44 in Billings being the coldest, but overall pretty warm. And going into tomorrow, those temperatures will persist as well, granting us really, really warm temperatures, dewy here in Tallahassee at least. And of course, with that dewy temperature, with that dewy conditions, we see our tropical segment, and that is not something that we can forget.
Yeah, hurricane season, I would not take hurricane season for granted, and it's coming up. Next week is the start of hurricane season. Are you ready for it?
I think I'm ready for it. Us meteorologists, we always have to be prepared for it. And if I can go to our first graphic, here we have our hurricane names for the 2022 season. What's going to be our first name if we do see something develop, Brandon?
Yeah, that will be Alex, our first name on the list. We had that tropical invest 90L that came through the Gulf of Mexico, so that had a chance to be an Alex, but it just wasn't quite strong enough with those winds to be officially named.
Hopefully we do not get too far down that list, because that could be quite damaging for quite a lot of the country. But also our Atlantic hurricane forecast, we're seeing top reliable sources such as Colorado State University, the Weather Channel, even AccuWeather, showing us that we are going to have a above normal amount of storms, right?
Yeah, 30-year average 14 named storms, but some of these forecasters going for 19, maybe even 20 storms for the year.
And we're looking at somewhere from 3 to 5 Category 3 and over hurricanes. So that is quite damaging. And what about that invest, Brandon?
Yeah, Invest 90L, that moved through the onshore last night, and here we see on satellite the remnants from it. So much of that tropical moisture is being pushed through. And as we look for hurricane season preparation tips, I mean, determine your personal risk. Are you in a flood zone? What else?
Absolutely. So you want to make sure that you're being careful, you're stocking up on your supplies, your canned goods, your toothpaste, toothbrushes, all of your hygiene products. You want to be careful. Maybe pack a backpack for when the time comes that you will need to evacuate.
Yes.
And Brandon's going to hit us back up at the wall, granting us a beautiful, beautiful forecast.
All right. Yes, and we're going to close out looking at one more time at our local weather. Here we see Doak Campbell Stadium. Again, that sunshine is peeking through again. And as we look into our temperatures right now, is sitting at 79 degrees still, and those winds still at 10 miles an hour. And right now our temperatures, again, are at 77 Tallahassee and 85 in Perry, so still the same. Got the cooler temperatures where that rain has passed already. And these dew points, again, they are muggy conditions. I mean, 70 in Tallahassee, 77 in Crawfordville. I mean, this is just that warm tropical moisture is just being brought up into the area. As we go into the next couple of days, we see that rain just kind of pushing through. We have a little bit of clear day, looks like in the beginning on Tuesday, but that sea breeze will kick in most likely and pop up even more storms as they move to the north. And tonight, we are looking at 70 degrees in Tallahassee. Thunderstorms early, but they have passed up and cleared away, and winds south at 3 miles an hour. And looking at the week ahead, we see the storm chances will dip down a little bit into Tuesday. They will pick up, though, on Thursday and into Friday and drop down a little bit for hopefully a nice weekend on Saturday and Sunday. And if you like us, you can follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/FSU Weather. Like us on Facebook as well, facebook.com/FSU Weather. And hope you, as you are right now, watch us on YouTube at youtube.com/FSU Weather. And also on Instagram, we'll post some stuff every now and then at FSU Weather. And here's one last beautiful look at Doak Campbell Stadium with that sunshine peeking through.